The Schellinger Pick Up Indiana Jobs Plan increases workforce education and training by encouraging skills training to help unemployed Hoosiers get ahead. Indiana ranks 34th in the nation with people over 25 years of age participating in education programs, yet we have empty seats in classrooms across our state, in our state colleges, in our universities, in our community colleges, in our technical schools. My plan, modeled after a successful plan in Rhode Island, would allow Hoosiers who have recently lost their jobs to enroll in classes at our state colleges, at our universities, at our community college and our technical schools, to fill up those seats at no cost to them, as long as they are working on training that will increase their skills to become employed, if they are eligible and have received unemployment benefits in the last 6 months. The third thing that we will do to increase workforce education and skills training will to ensure that we have a healthy supply, a good supply of healthcare workers in the future. There is a severe shortage of healthcare workers in Indiana and across our nation, and that field is expected to grow by 30%, or 15,000 jobs by 2014. A recent study completed in 2005 showed that 1,500 qualified healthcare applicants were turned away recently due to a shortage of instructors. In fact, Indiana's largest hospital group now hires 40% of their nurses from out of state. My plan offers $1 million a year in scholarships and student loan forgiveness for master's and doctoral students who agree to serve as a teacher at any accredited nursing school in the state for 4 years after they graduate. And with that effort, we will fill those positions with Indiana workers. And the fourth thing that the Schellinger Plan does to increase workforce education and skills training is increases support for state-administered adult education programs. Enrollment in our state-supported education, adult education, has dropped steadily since 2002. This is a program that receives federal funding, and it's a program where state funding has been stagnant at $14 million a year. My plan increases this funding by 50% on this investment by the end of my first term. This will not only help increase enrollment in these programs, but it also may enable us to leverage more support from the federal government. I am excited about my plan to increase workforce education and skills training, which I know will result in a world-class workforce. The second major component of my Pick Up Indiana Jobs Plan includes working with small businesses that are moving Indiana forward. Tax breaks should be given to these companies, not to businesses that are outsourcing jobs in Indiana and or reducing benefits to our working families. My plan is to work with small businesses that are moving Indiana forward, and it includes the implementation, the creation of the Office of Small Business Advancement. 2 out of every 3 jobs in our state come from small businesses, yet that $2 out of $3 of the tax incentives or economic development dollars in our state do not go to small businesses. The Office of Small Business Advancement that I will create will be staffed by professionals, and it will help businesses navigate the business world with one-stop shopping, a challenge I faced as a small business owner growing a small business. That will help advise companies and small businesses how to have access to state and federal funding programs and tax incentives, and will advise on how they can have access to state incubators. I will increase the support for small businesses beyond the $600,000 that's available today by $1 million in 2009, and an additional $1 million in 2010, and then we'll continue to fund that program at $2.6 million from 2010 and beyond. Secondly, to help small businesses, I will double the health care tax credit. Health care is out of reach for small businesses today, and I am the only candidate that has unparalleled experience in growing and developing a small business. I will double the tax credit currently offered to small businesses to encourage them to provide health care insurance for all of their employees if they meet the eligibility requirements that are included in the details of the report that have been distributed to you today. And I will also be offering small businesses a health care pool that will be created and administered through the Office of Small Business Advancement. This will allow businesses to combine their purchasing power and lower insurers' risks. It will help not only help people that are uninsured today, but it will help those of us that are insured, because it's estimated that our insurance costs $953 more per year based on those who cannot afford emergency care. And after the initial passage of these pooling arrangements, we'll work together to provide additional incentives, similar incentives, for companies of under 10 employees. Supporting small businesses will yield jobs in Indiana. The third and last component of my Pick Up Indiana Jobs plan focuses on something very exciting. And this is promoting the economic development, sustainable economic development, by creating green-collar jobs. Many of the high-paying jobs of the future, it's estimated to be $1 to $3 million, 3 million new jobs in our country, will be environmentally friendly green-collar jobs. We in Indiana, we have an opportunity to become a leader in creating these environmental technologies of the future while attracting companies here and marketing these technologies. As it stands, we're falling behind. Forbes list recently ranked Indiana 49th on their list of America's greenest states. In order to be a national leader, we must act now. My plan will promote sustainable economic development first and foremost by jump-starting private investment. Government participation is going to be important to this sustainable economic development, but it can't do it alone, and it's not enough. I am going to create the new and emerging Environmental Technologies Fund, referred to as the NEAT Fund. It is modeled after the 21st Century Research and Technology Fund, and it will provide the seed money necessary for universities and private research firms who are developing environmental technologies of the future, the next generation of biofuels like switchgrass or biomass. My plan will provide tax credits for commercial buildings that go green. Green buildings not only help the environment, but they help the bottom line. And I will make these tax credits available to companies who make or upgrade their buildings to LEED, which stands for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design, that will upgrade or make buildings that are LEED Silver or above. And I will give a credit of up to 8% of the construction costs required to do so. My plan will offer $1 million in tax credits in the first year. This was proven to be very successful in Maryland. And it will increase up to $4 million a year over a 4-year period of time. The fund that was set up in Maryland, all of the tax incentives were taken advantage of by companies that went green with their buildings and saved not only addressed not only environmental concerns, but the bottom line. And the Schellinger plan to Pick Up Indiana Jobs plan will also support sustainable economic development by leading by example, which I believe is a fundamental thing that we should all do, with government greening. The state will lead the effort to support renewable fuel by making all state vehicles green. We will require that all state government buildings or renovations be certified as LEED or Silver or higher. And we will commit 20% of state government's energy usage to renewable or clean sources by 2015. Indiana, the state of Indiana now spends 75% of its energy dollars on imported energy sources. And the current administration has set some modest goals, only for Marion County, of 10% of renewable energies. But we need to get serious about this. We need to get serious about it not only in Marion County, but statewide. Good environmental stewardship equals jobs. Green-collar jobs will put thousands of Hoosiers to work in our state.